go to when they have their own, you know?
That's right.
Hey viewers, it's the 4th day of Vlog Every Day in April. I'm hanging out with Grandma and her friend. They had to go grocery shopping. No, I don't think we need anything.
Okay.
Okay. Just ran into a stand of flowers.
I can't remember nothing normal.
Except it's not at 5 o'clock, it's at...
I always try to find a well-lit place, and then when I start recording, half of that light goes away. So I definitely thought that I was better lit right here. Didn't work out. Anyways, I'm at Grandma's house right now, after we went out to eat. Came back here, and I was just going to hang out for 3 hours until it was time to take Grandma to her Easter Vigil Mass, because everyone else in my family seems to be incapable of taking her to church, and I know it's really important to her, so I offered to take her again like I took her last year, but it's not until 8 p.m. Right now it's 7, but she's been not feeling well today, so she said she doesn't want to go. And the Easter Vigil Mass, we went last year, like I said, but I had forgotten that they usually do baptisms and confirmations all during that Mass, so it's even longer than a usual Catholic Mass, which if you know anything about them, they're long. And really, it's not any longer than my church services last now, but just when I was a kid and I had so much less attention, and they're just not as engaging for some people. It depends on what you're into, really, but anyway, this one would actually be really long, like multiple hours long, because of all that extra stuff. So she doesn't feel well, and we were like, we really don't want to sit through that anyway, so I don't think I'm going to take her. But I wanted to mention something that I had thought about back at Christmas time when I took her to her Christmas Mass as well, and like I said, I took her to Easter Vigil last year. And I was just thinking about the kind of irony in the fact that my grandma's Roman Catholic, and the rest of my family, kind of on my mom's side, on her side, on Grandma's side, considers themselves Catholic. I don't know if they consider themselves practicing Catholics, but I don't know the last time that most of them have ever gone to church. And if anything, they'll take Grandma to church and drop her off, and they come and pick her up later. But I honestly don't know about the last time any of them have gone. And I just thought it was funny that, you know, here's the pagan of the family taking Grandma to Easter Mass and Christmas Mass, and just thinking about the irony of that, but then also realizing why it is that I do that. And it's because even if I don't have the same beliefs that my grandmother does, and the rest of my family do, and even that my mother does, things like going to church, if it's something that you like to do, and something that is important to your spirituality and your personal religion, is important to me. Things like that are important to me. And so even if it's, you know, it's not my religion, I wouldn't want to go to that Mass on my own, but I would go for her, because she wants to go, and it's important to me that she has that aspect of her religious life that is fulfilling to her. And it's been really difficult with her in the past years because she is getting older and she's had some health issues that sometimes she's too tired to go, sometimes she's unwell and can't make it through the service, and she always felt really bad about not going. And I used to always tell her, you know, you've gone every week for your entire life, basically, and you're so good and so devoted, and people at the church know you and they love you and they know that you wouldn't miss it if you didn't absolutely have to. You shouldn't feel so bad about not going. And it's kind of been years of me telling her this, and now finally today she's starting to talk that way, and she's starting to say, you know what? Jesus doesn't care. He knows I love him, and, you know, but she says it with her thick Italian accent, and he knows, and he's not gonna care. If I don't feel good, I should stay home, and he'd say the same thing. And I said, you're right, he would, because he knows. He knows. That's it. That's it. So I don't think I'm going to Easter Vigil tonight, which is actually okay with me, but I am hanging out with Grandma. We're watching Criminal Minds right now. We were watching NCIS earlier, and I've been doing some Facebook checking while I'm here on my phone, and yeah, so I'll probably head home in the next few hours, edit and upload this, and there are about a million things floating around in my mind that I could talk about, but I wanted that to be my topic for today. Tomorrow I am going to the Easter service at my church, and then after that, probably coming right back here to do whatever my family's got planned, because it's one of those things that my family celebrates it, and they expect us to be here, and that's literally, that's how it goes. We don't even find out about plans. No one tells us what time dinner is or anything like that. They just expect that if it's a big Christian religious holiday, or if it's a national holiday, if it's something that my family celebrates, they expect us to show up here to eat. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, sorry about the lighting. Again, I thought it was going to be better. Maybe that's a little bit better. I just moved from the side with the curtain to the side with just blinds. Just in time to end the video, right? Okay, well, that was the 4th day of April, 4/4/15, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to be... Oh! Before I go, I'm sorry, I wanted to explain the end of yesterday's video. When I had gotten back from the Tenebrae service, when we left, we had been asked at the beginning of the service by the minister to leave the sanctuary in silence and just leave the end of the service silently as it was, which is how it had ended. And then they sounded the singing bowl, extinguished the chalice, the lights went completely dark, and then we were asked to leave in silence. So I actually made the entire drive home also in silence, and it was raining, and so there was a lot to kind of meditate on and think about as I drove home. And then when I got home, I didn't want to make noise, but I wanted to finish the video in some way, so I decided to end it in a silent manner as well. And now tomorrow morning for this Sunday Easter service, the same candles that were put out last night at the Tenebrae service will be being relit, and that is part of the whole cycle of rebirth and new life that comes with this time of year in the Christian tradition, and that is also embraced in the UU tradition by tying it in with all these other ways and making it a little bit more universal. We did also talk about Easter and Jesus and things like that, and then also tied it in with other stories. So now, I will see you tomorrow. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to be awesome, blessed be, and goodbye. And the moon looks really bright and awesome, but it's really hard to see on my phone. And you can see none of the reflection of the light on the clouds in this picture, but I took a couple pictures with the night vision of my camera. Night vision. You know what I mean. The night photography mode. So there's a little bonus clip. Yay!